Hello dear group members, I am Peter Pett and we have a new drawing for correction made by Mark Celis. It's a little bit older drawing, so I apologize about that. I didn't have too much time for corrections, but here we are. Just one problem has, I think, this part of the figure isn't the best, and also the proportions are a little bit off. So if we are dragging some guidelines, this is the middle, right? This is her knee, and kind of here she has the bottom of her foot. So if we are making the halves, we will see that this part, it's almost the same like that. Also we need to see that her leg is coming in one direction, so it's in depth, it's in perspective, and is going back. So if we are going to draw it, it will be like this, right? And the other one would be like this. Sorry about that. Right. Okay. And it seems to me that there are a few problems here with the joints of her leg. So I will try to correct that. Control to Shift V. So let's take a new layer and let's see. I will try to anticipate her thorax position. So this is her thorax. Alright, and this is the middle, so it's visible a little bit from the front. Right, and here's the deltoid, and also here we have her pelvis, and her pelvis is situated in this manner. I will try to draw it in perspective. So if you are drawing it in perspective, it would be like this. Alright. Okay. And from here we have her first leg. So this is the middle of her body, right? Or her breasts, also her neck, right? And her head. We are gonna draw just the axis of the head, right? And I will try to make the same thing. I will make the dimensions. So this part will come here on this part, but it will be a little bit smaller. As we can see, this is a little bit smaller than that. Let's see how much is that smaller. Right, this is 1, 2, 3 and 4 and half, almost. I use the grid lines, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so it's almost half of that. Right, so it will be kind of here. Right, and the downside, it's a little bit longer, so her bottom of her feet will be coming here, and it's in a horizontal place. And if you are dragging some vertical lines, that means that we will have the joint from here, and it's coming in this direction. Right, and this is her middle of her leg, and the shape of the leg. And she's coming with her feet like that. Alright, I will try to make the drawing a little bit less visible. And the other part of the leg, the other leg, will be also in perspective, which means that it's going with the other lines, and is coming from here. Right, from this point. Right, and also we need to be careful with the angle of her middle of her leg, with the patella. It's called patella. Alright, so it's a little bit in perspective, so it comes like that. Right, and here's her boot, and let's see about her arm. The arm was good, so I don't draw anything much more. The arm is good. Right, and let's see, we have the point from here, so I will try to, it's visible a little bit of her backside. Right, I will try to clean up a little bit. I try not to go too fast. And here's the angle of her foot, and from here it's coming the right, and in the back she has the right. So about that, that's ugly. So let's make another one which is not ugly. Right. And she has her like that, right? And the other leg is coming like this. That's ugly. Alright. Alright. So okay. So we have this part. Something is visible from her backside. Alright. And this is the middle. Here it's visible the pelvis. Alright. And yeah, this leg isn't good. It's like this. Alright, and here we have the knee. Alright. It has a nice angle, and I didn't quote that angle. It's not too easy because of this kind of foot. That's the angle of the That's the back of the foot. Right. So it's visible to be the back side of this. Alright. So as you can see, a little bit changed the proportions and also the line of the foot. Maybe the angle isn't the best. Let's renovate that, correct that. Alright. It's easier for me because I draw digitally. The same thing can be done with a nice pencil. You just erase it and redraw it. Also has an angle, this foot. I want to try to find the angle on which the foot sits. Alright. Alright. It's not too much correction. I just corrected the legs because the other things were good. The arm and the torso was good. And after this you can start drawing the details. It was pretty tricky, this part of the pelvis, because she had this nice belt here, and that is a little bit confusing. But if you are starting to imagine that her middle body, the middle of her body would be this, right? And we are starting to find the 2 points of the pelvis. It is here. Let me draw with yellow. Right? And this is the pelvis. Right? And these are the points of the pelvis. So it means that her leg is coming like this. And the other leg, if you are drawing a nice circle here, and the middle of the leg of the circle would be the middle of the joint of the leg, and we are doing the same circle on the other side, and we are making the perspective line. From there we would have the other leg. Alright? What happened on your drawing, the leg dropped down a little bit, as you can see here. Because of this shape, it was a little bit confusing. Alright, and also the legs were a little bit longer than needed to be. You need to be aware that her leg is a little bit in perspective. So from this point, let's see, from this point the legs come in front, and from here it goes in back, right? And that means that this part of the leg will be in shadow, right? And this part of the leg will be in shadow also, right? Okay. I did her a little bit skinnier, but you can add some shapes so she can become a little bit muscular, right? And remember that you need to make the measurements so that your character can become like the model, right? Let's see. Maybe this leg needs to be a little bit, just a touch longer, not too much like that, right? So this is it. I think it's pretty understandable. The drawing was made by Mark Celis, so the reference photo was from Lucasfilm. I think it's from Google for sure. So we can put a little bit more shadow on the other foot. Right. So this was one of the drawings. I will make a new document, and we have another drawing which was made also by Mark Celis. So I will copy this. And there are two things I need to mention. The same problem occurs when he first posted in our group that the middle of the body doesn't fit on her leg, so she is stumbling a little bit in the back because and it's more visible on this part, on this drawing, so that all this weight would need to have let's say the middle point would need to be sitting here, so that she can stay on her leg in balance. So the other leg, this leg from the right side, would need to come here, and from here she needed to stay on her leg. That's one of the things I want to mention. And another thing I want to mention is that in this part it's a little bit problem. So if I do this layer a little bit transparent and I take a brush, let's make the resolution of the paper a little bit bigger, so it's 1500. Alright, so we have a little bit more room. Alright, so the first thing I will try to redraw this character. I won't change what it doesn't need to be changed. I will change just some construction problems. So as I told you, the middle point of her weight would need to come on this part, right? And the other leg, it's okay, it's alright, this movement. Let's see, this is her pubis, right? And this is one of her legs. She sits on his leg here, and she puts the other leg in front. It's a pretty inconvenient movement. Let's do some harder lines, right? And here's the middle of her belly button, and here we have the pelvis, the 2 points of the pelvis. From here goes in the back, right? I hope that it's visible. So this line is good, but here she needs to have the external oblique muscle, which isn't visible on your drawing here, right? And this is her belly. Okay, she has 1, 2, and the third is attached to the thorax, right? And also from this angle I think it's visible her backside, the gluteus maximus, right? So from here the same. So she sits like this, right, on her feet, and the other one is sitting like this, right. If the right leg is this long with her feet, and the other one is a little bit in an angle, then her feet position can't be the same, right? Even that we have we need to have, I forgot that, we need to have an angle for her pubis, right? So her leg, the other leg, will sit a little bit up, right? And I will try to draw it. Alright. Let's draw the form. And here we have the like that, and the other foot will be like this. Alright, and that is in the middle like there, so that she doesn't stumble. Alright, and now the external oblique muscle, and she has the belly button here, right. So this is the external oblique. This is her back, alright, and from here she has the latissimus dorsi, and she has the shape of her thorax and the muscles on the thorax, alright. And from there we have starting the rectus abdominis, like that. This is the first part, so this is the middle, right, and this is the shape of the gluteus external oblique, alright. This is the external oblique. With the hand aren't any problems, just one. It's a little bit too long. It seems to me that if she has her her hand like it's too long a little bit. So if you are doing a character, right, we are putting her neck, we are putting her torso, right, we are putting her pelvis, and we are drawing the legs. So we are putting her arm. The middle of the arm would be coming to the last rib, so it comes till here, alright, and that's fine. And the rest of the hand with the last thumb comes to the middle of her femur, so it comes till here like that, and the hand is right in the middle of the femur. And we know that the hand dimension is the dimension of the face, from the cheek, from the chin to the hair, right? And that's the dimension of her hand, alright? So it seems to me that if we have her thumb longer, then she would have a little bit more than half of her femur, so the hand is a little bit long. Alright, on this part we have the other side of the external oblique, and from there we have our feet. Alright, try to have in mind our guidelines. Right, and the other breast. We need to know that the nipples of the breast, if you are looking from upside, right, and we have the breast in front, and this is the back of the model, the nipples of the model is to be in about 45 degrees with her spine, right? That means that one of her nipples is here and one of the nipples is kind of here, right? Okay, so this is it about Marcus Ellis. I don't make any correction on the face. The face is pretty, it's really nice, and I think it's a little bit stylized. So it's just this about this. You can also work on the shape. You can make the shapes a little bit bigger so that she is being a woman, so she has her pelvis a little bit bigger, but don't forget about the external oblique, because most of the time you are forgetting about that muscle and it's not there. Alright, so be careful with that muscle. It's pretty nice, that muscle, so be careful with that, don't forget it. Alright, so thank you for watching. I hope that it was useful to you. If you have any question, please let me know. Goodbye.